and then we'll go ahead on and get started. Kind of about 30 minutes behind schedule, so I'm not going to push everything that I need to push to on doing this training because I got another career overview at um, at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get this going, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about leads. All right, so I want to welcome everybody to the Thursday training for today. So we're going to talk about leads, and we're going to talk a little bit about selling. Now, as we get into about leads, I want you to watch this video that the home office just put together with this wonderful lady by the name of Melanie. She's going to talk about why to use leads and what's the importance of leads, because if you don't have leads, you really don't have anybody to talk to. And if you don't have anybody to talk to, you're not going to be making any presentations because you know that you got to make presentations to make sales. And if you're not making any sales, you're not going to be making any money. So it's important to buy leads, get leads, because leads will not cost you money. They make you money.
The final expense industry is a lead-based industry. It really surprises me the number of companies that do not have a good lead program for their agents. At Senior Life Insurance Company, we are fortunate that our founder, Ron Powell, developed what became the standard for a leads program. We've learned that if you don't take at least 20 leads a week, your chances of success can go away. We also don't mark up our lead costs. We're able to provide all of our agents with the leads that they need. With our app, Leads the Way, you can get brand new leads right to your phone as soon as the person calls our television commercial or fills out a form online. I tell any new agent that comes on board with us to take new leads every week. I tell them to talk to their upline and get on our leads program. If any agent is struggling, I always ask them how many new leads they took this week. At Senior Life, we have already made. We want everyone to be successful. If you're already on board with Senior Life, make sure you're taking the minimum amount of leads every week. If you're with another company that doesn't have leads, that marks up their lead costs, and doesn't care if you take leads or not, then maybe you should consider giving Senior Life Insurance Company a call. Senior Life is a company that was founded and built by agents, which is why we do everything we can to help our agents win. And the first step to winning is being on a strong lead program.
You got to be on a strong lead program to be successful in this business. And here's what the lead costs are. You got the TV leads. If you see over here on the left, lead cost TV leads are $34. Direct mail leads are $32. Those are the leads that is mailed to someone's house. The cards are mailed back. The website, the quote leads is when someone has went on the website and asking for a quote. That's those leads are $25. And then the Facebook leads are $20. So you got the television leads, people calling off the commercial, $34. The direct mail leads mailed to their house, $32. Website leads, people went asking for a quote, $25. And then the Facebook leads are $20. Now, if you look at this chart right here, the chart tells you that leads are the lifeblood. You know, leads drive productions. So as you look at these agents 1 through 4, these are the amount of leads that they worked out. And this is the amount of production they produced. So look at agent 1. Agent 1 worked out 2,070 leads. And that's the amount of production that they brought in was 403,799. And then as you start working as a group, collectively, group 1 through 4, group 1 did 57,000 leads, but look, they brought in 7.5 million in annual production. So leads drive production. So you don't look at this cost over here as costing you money. Look at this cost right here as making you money. Does that make sense? Yes. Now here's how we do it. Here's how we do it with these leads. All right. We take, we make, and we make. And here's how we do it. What makes our system so great is the simplicity behind it. Every day we advertise to thousands of consumers all across America. When individuals want to find out more information, they respond to the type of advertisement that we did, and a lead is then created. Our job is simple. All we do is take that lead, make a presentation to the individual that asked for the information, and then we make a sale. You know, it's a rewarding career to know that you can make it different in people's lives while on the road to your own success. And that's how we do it. We take, we make, and we make. We take the lead after the person responded to whatever type of advertisement that Senior Life advertised. We make the presentation, then we make the sale. And you know what's going to happen after we make the sale? You're going to make some money. Or who want to make some money?
Me.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I do.
And here's how you do it. You got to talk to people. And that's all it's about. It's about talking to people. And since we're doing this teleselling, you need to make $100 a day. And what that means is you just got to be dialing. You just got to be dialing. Like me here in the office, I got my earpiece on, my phone piece, and I'm just dialing. I'm dialing. If they answer, they answer. If they don't, they don't. If it's a wrong number, if it's voicemail, whatever, that's still a dial. You want to be dialing $100 a day, and you want to do 15 full presentations every week. However many days it take you to get it in, you need to do 15 full presentations. And here's how the talk time works. Spend 4 hours a day, 4 hours a day for 4 days per week. That's a total of 16 hours of connected talk time. If you do that, I guarantee you can write between 3,000 and 5,000 on the phone. We always talking about putting pressure on the system, and putting pressure on the system. When you do that, it works. You know, there has never been a more important time to do this now because of what's going on. So what you need to do is you need to be tracking your talk time and staying focused throughout the day, the same way you would if you was out in the field. So you talk to people, making $100 a day, you're getting in 15 presentations per week, and then tracking your talk time. Now, here's a way that you track it. Now, if y'all don't have this daily phone tally task sheet of tracking your calls, then let me know. Like when I begin, I put up here, as you were, let me back it up. When I begin, I put up here my daily goals. All right, how many calls I'm planning on making? How many presentations I'm gonna make? How many sales I'm going to make? I put that down on my sheet before I get started. As I'm making calls, I'm just putting tick marks in here. One call, one tick, 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 tick. I'm just putting ticks in there. And then at the end of the day, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna put down, all right, how many total calls did I make? How many presentations did I make? How many sales did I get? How many callbacks did I get? And if I had to talk to some clients as they call me back, I'm gonna be writing their name inside of here with the phone number and the time they call them back. And down here is any type of performance review I have. And these are just my notes I put down. What time did I arrive? If you're working in the office or you're working home, did I eat breakfast or not? What time was my first call? Did I take lunch? Was it any meetings, anything? What time did I leave? And I'm tracking this stuff daily. And as I'm tracking this stuff daily, then it's letting me know, okay, what areas I need to improve in. If I'm trying to hit a certain amount of numbers, I can look at my daily phone tally tax sheet, and that's telling me how I can hit certain numbers. If I got to do more, I got to do more. If I'm lacking in some areas, I got to improve. And this is a new one right here that I'll break down to y'all a little later. It's called the going for no, but I won't talk about that right now. But this is what you need to be doing when you want to track how you are doing yourself. Now, this is an 8-step roadmap to unlimited sales. And is Nicole up here? Nicole is not up here. But this is for Laverne, for you and Patricia, because I don't think y'all heard this one before. And no. If you did, just let me know if you did. But here's what the 8-step roadmap to unlimited sales.
We both of us need to have it on.
I'm gonna put mine over here.
Step roadmap to unlimited sales is 8, which is buying the product. 7, wanting the product.
So somebody, let me, somebody might just want to be contrast. So they're doing. Let me go, lock his door because I told Reggie gonna come pick up his phone. It's in the car. If you want to, you can park around the back. Okay.
Someone has their, that's like Vern. Her stuff is on. Tell Laverne to cut her. Oh yes, now she.
I put it, she at my house now, I'm putting it on mute. I'm putting it on mute for her.
Okay. You put it on mute for her? All right. We'll go back to the training.
The 8-step roadmap to unlimited sales is 8, which is buying the product. 7, wanting the product. 6, aware of the product and how it solves his or her problem. 5, attention directed towards the products, the features and the benefits. 4, wants the problem solved and wants to hear the solution. 3, the problem found. 2, qualified. And 1, introduction. So that's the 8-step roadmap to unlimited sales. So you know the ultimate goal is that 8, which is to buy the product. And the way to get the person to buy the product, you have to start at the introduction. So a lot of you, I know I've sent you a lot of videos. Greg has sent you a lot of videos of training on telesales, also on the phone, and you got the scripts and everything. You got the scripts on. You got the scripts and everything that you need to be using once you call in on the phone. So here's the kind of objective that you got to have in your mind when you're calling these people. Even though they call in on the TV commercials, they mailed in direct mail cards. They went to the website and asked for direct quotes. They've been on Facebook and asked for quotes. You have to have in your mind that when you're calling these people, here's what you have to be thinking. Before someone will own a product, they first have to buy it. Before they buy it, they're going to have to want it. Before they want it, they're going to have to be aware of it. And to do this, their attention has to be directed towards the features and the product and the benefits of it. And that they have to know that it's going to solve their problem. So, and they are going to want to have their problems solved. And none of this won't happen until that problem is found. So when you're on the phones with the people and you're doing the introduction, you first want to grab the prospect's attention and then establish control of the conversation and then find out what that problem is. So as I'm telling you these things, when you go back and you look at those scripts and you listen to those recordings that Greg is doing, the first thing that he is doing, which is the first step, which is the introduction, he grabs their attention and then he establishes controls of the conversation. So here's what you do when you call in these calling through these leads. You're gonna briefly tell the prospect who you are and the reason for your call or your conversation. That's the first thing that you're gonna be doing. Tell them who you are and the reason for your call. And then you want to get the prospect's agreement to be asked any questions or be willing to listen to what you have to say. So you're saying, good evening or good morning, Marlo, this is Larry with the Senior Care Plan. How are you doing today? The reason why I'm reaching out to you because you either called in on one of our commercials, or you mailed back one of our cards, or you submitted something on Facebook, or you presented stuff in the Yellow Pages. I am the person scheduled to get that information to you. Was this information for yourself or for someone else? So here's what I just did. I told them who I was. I told them the reason why I was calling. When I slid in there, how you doing today? They said, I'm doing fine, I'm doing great. I hope you are as well. That's me getting an agreement to move on to ask them some questions. And then at the same time, I'm going to be telling the prospect what I'm going to determine someone else, and then we're going to get into what their problem may be, and then I'm going to tell them that I have the solution to that problem. So the selling process again. Now I'm gonna start it. I gave you from the beginning. I gave you from the end results to the beginning. So here's what I'm doing. The first 4 steps, which is introduction, qualify, problem found, and then wants to solve wants the problem solved and wants to hear the solution. That's the pre-presentation. So step 1, introduction. Step 2, qualify. Step 3, problem found. Step 4, wants the problem solved and wants to hear the solution. That's the pre-presentation. Now with us, Senior Life Insurance Company, we qualify people from 0 to 85 years old. So if that person is 30 days old and not 86 years old, they qualify. We just have to find out, do they qualify for immediate plan or a limited plan. So there's a few questions that you're gonna slide into, asking them some of the issues that they may have, so you would know what they're gonna qualify for immediate or limited, but they're going to qualify. And then once you find out what their problem is, then you let them know that, okay, we're going to take care of that today, because we can put something in place that's going to take care of whatever that problem is that you had. Are you happy with what I've shared with you? That's let him know that their problem has been solved. Once you've got to that point with past, now you're at step 5, you're going to direct their attentions towards what the features and the benefits of the products. Now, we set ourselves apart from all other insurance companies because we have the legacy insurance plan. So if you don't know everything about that legacy insurance plan, when we get off this call, I want you to go and I want you to read everything that you need to read up about the legacy insurance plan. Because here's what we do when we get on the phone with people. We are not selling them life insurance. We're selling them legacy assurance. When they buy legacy assurance, they will get some life insurance. So as you presented, you number 5, you got your attention directed towards the product, the features and the benefits. Number 6, you're making them aware of the products and how it will solve their problem. Number 7, now you got them to want the product. And now that they want it, 8, they will buy it and you close them.
All right. So did y'all did that make some sense to you?
Yeah, yes, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah. Now let me show you this one other thing that you're gonna have to be doing while you're on the phone. Now let me show you this. While you're on the phone with them, this is what you're gonna have to do. It's right here. It's called the sales calls timeline. All right. So the sales calls timeline is you got your first impression, you got your qualifying, you got your demonstration, you got your influence, and you got your close. All right. Now, when you got these things, when you're talking to the people, you have to spend more time as you see over here, you got to spend more time in the first impression and qualifying stages, building a shared vision with your prospect. So in doing this, first of all, you're going to attract the prospect's time and attention. You're going to win their alliances that will help you to deliver on the vision, and it reduces your sales cycle. So as you look up here, 10% is in first impression and 50% is qualifying. So you spending 60% of the time when you're on the call with first impression and qualifying before you get to the demonstration of influencing and closing. You only need to be spending 5% in the closing, because if you did this right here good enough, they're gonna listen to the demonstration and influence, and it ain't gonna take much for you to close them. Now, does that make sense to you?